How ironic can you possibly get? Yeah, that's right. I think I talked about this on this channel like over a year ago. I did a vlog explaining that a company, I think called Air Unleashed, sent me this AirPower knockoff. And because it's so unreliable, I decided not really to do a tech video on it, but I thought it was interesting enough to maybe do a vlog on. And for once, yeah, I'm gonna be doing a one last update on it because it's not been very good, but I have been using it every single night for the past year or so. Whenever I first got it, that's basically when I started using it. And essentially, if you don't know how it works, they put an Apple Watch kind of indented charge area here, and then the two pluses on the side, those are just regular dedicated Qi chargers. So you can put a phone on those little pluses or even wireless AirPods and have them charge off of that. And when you want to charge your watch, you basically just have to make sure it goes right there and it'll start charging. It's not plugged in, so that's why it's not charging now. But this is also how I was able to spot those fake AirPower images on Twitter going around, because I noticed in every single fake AirPower tweet, the photo always had the watch on either this side or, you know, it was flipped around like this and the watch was on this side. Basically, in every single photo we saw of that knockoff, they always put the charger puck there. So that was kind of a dead giveaway for me, because I'm like, hey, that's where I put my Apple Watch charger every night. So that's how I was able to spot those fakes. But I mean, I guess you didn't really have to own one of these to tell. But the truth is, it doesn't work that well. Every night I would put my watch and my phone there and they would start charging, and then every 20 minutes or so they would stop charging and then start charging again, and they would kind of perpetually do that loop. So they would be charging, they'd stop charging, they start charging again, stop charging, and I would have to make sure that my watch would stay on silent, because if I didn't have silent on, the sounds would constantly be going off like bling, bling, bling. You'd be hearing the watch letting you know that it's charging all throughout the night, which was really distracting and of course annoying, and the phone screen would light up. So that obviously was not gonna work. This was not a good solution, and I guess I just dealt with it by letting the phone stay on silent and the watch not make any noise. And I was just like, okay, every 20 minutes or so the watch will light up. It's not that big a deal. And that's essentially how I've been charging my watch for the past year. Definitely not good, but typically, you know, I would ordinarily use this type of Apple Watch charge brick, which is not really a brick, I guess, more of a puck, but this is what my wife uses to charge her watch. And what's nice is that you can let the watch lay flat. I'm sorry it's so dirty. I don't know how these get so much dirt on them over the years, but you can let the watch lay flat if you want to, but if you want to use it in, you know, nightstand mode, you can flip up the puck like that and let it charge. So it's very handy. It's simple. It just takes a little lightning cable on that side, which makes it, you know, fairly compatible with all your iPhone chargers and stuff. But it was $80. Don't judge. All right, I bought it at a time in my life when I was not making that well of a financial decision. But the truth is, very ironically, this thing has been overheating. So for the longest time, it wasn't really that big a deal that the watch would just kind of go off every 20 minutes and have to start charging again. I was like, big deal. But in the mornings, you know, we kind of leave this on our nightstand, which kind of gets some sun in the morning. And for the past week or so, every time I would wake up in the morning to take my watch off the charger, it would be so hot to the touch you could barely even put your hand on the side of the watch. This thing would be so freaking hot and it'd be overheating from the charger that the watch would just shut off and not charge, because the watch is able to detect, like, I'm too hot, I can't accept any more power. So when I turned on the watch after it cooled down, I'd put it in the freezer or in front of a fan or something, the battery is dead. So it wouldn't even accept the charge. It would just get super hot on this charge mat. And at first I thought, well, maybe the sun is just overheating it and I just need to charge it outside of the sun. But later on in the work week, I started getting up earlier to the point that it wasn't even when the sun had come up yet. It was still dark in the morning, and I picked up my watch and it was still super hot to the touch, and again at 0%. So that's, I guess, when I started realizing that the reason this charger is probably so unreliable and inconsistent is that it's unable to really charge multiple devices at the same time. And this isn't even trying to be the fancy AirPower charge mat that Apple was making. This is literally just Qi charger here and Apple Watch charger here. That's literally all they're trying to do, and yet it's overheating to the point that the phone isn't charging a lot of the time either, and the watch isn't charging. So I was just like, you know what? Why am I still using this thing? I have other chargers out there. So we recently reorganized my whole office and closet, and we got rid of a bunch of cables that we weren't using anymore. And I was like, like, oh crap, where could I find like a regular typical Apple Watch charge puck? And I realized I don't think I ever used the cable that came with my Series 4. So thankfully I still had the box for my Apple Watch Series 4, and inside it we have kind of the stainless steel. I forgot about that because I did get the, you know, silver stainless steel Apple Watch. It comes with the stainless steel charge puck. This thing is pretty heavy duty. It's like actual stainless steel as well. Kind of matches the Apple branded charge puck. So now I'm going back to charging with this thing, which has been infinitely better because, again, it's very optimized. It clicks into place magnetically and matches the watch, which is always kind of cool. And the funny thing about this is once I started charging with the cable that the watch actually came with, which was still perfectly in the packaging, it still had plastic wrapped around it and everything, even though I originally bought it back in September of 2018. So it was almost a 2-year-old cable, never been used. Now I'm using it, and in the morning, I let the sun come up, the sun hit the watch, I took the watch off the charger, wasn't even hot. So all of that overheating that I thought was from the sun originally was probably just from this thing giving too much power and overheating the watch to the point that it couldn't even accept the charge. So that's the irony of the AirPower knockoff, is that even when you're making a cheap version of AirPower that can't do all the original features, even it's overheating. So that brings us full circle. Now you understand the Apple Watch charging dilemma. I really hope it didn't do much long-term damage to my watch to be overheating every single morning. WatchOS 7 lets me check the battery health, which says it's at 89%, which is a little bit better than Nick, who's at 85% with his Series 4 and got his around the same time as mine. So who knows, maybe Nick is, you know, supercharging his watch for some reason and it's degrading the battery health. But on the day-to-day, it behaves fine. The screen is normal, digital crown, everything's acting normal. Battery still lasts me 2 days if I needed to, so it's not that big a deal, but I just had to keep you guys updated on the Air Unleashed situation, which is now, I'm not gonna use it anymore. It just overheats everything. It's not worth it. So there's your answer. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.